Karen said my tactical uniform was aggressive. Then she got lost in my training maze. Have you ever been judged for doing your job, only to watch the critic stumble right into their own trap? It was a crisp Saturday morning at the community center, where I ran a tactical training course for local volunteers. My name's Jake, a former Marine turned survival instructor, and I'd spent years designing obstacle courses to teach people how to stay sharp under pressure. My tactical uniform, black cargo pants, a fitted vest, and combat boots was standard for the job, practical and professional. But that day, Karen stormed in, her designer sunglasses perched on her nose, clutching a latte like it was her lifeline. She took one look at me and sneered, "Your outfit screams toxic masculinity. It's aggressive and unnecessary." Her voice carried that signature Karen tone, sharp, sanctimonious, and dripping with entitlement. The volunteers froze, eyes darting between us. Karen wasn't even signed up for the course. She'd wandered in from a yoga class next door, apparently offended by my existence. I tried to explain that the uniform was for safety and function, but she cut me off. "This whole survival nonsense is just fear-mongering. People don't need to play soldier to feel important." Her words hung in the air, and I could feel the group's confidence waver. She wasn't just attacking me, she was undermining everything I'd built to help people feel empowered in emergencies. I took a deep breath, forcing a smile. "If you think this is unnecessary, Karen, why don't you try the course? See what it's really about?" Her eyes narrowed, sensing a challenge. "Fine," she snapped, tossing her hair. "I'll show you how pointless this is." The volunteers murmured, half expecting her to back out. But Karen, fueled by her own ego, strutted toward the training museum, sprawling setup of walls, tunnels, and obstacles designed to simulate high-stress scenarios. I handed her a basic safety vest, which she reluctantly put on, muttering about how it clashed with her athleisure. As Karen stepped into the maze, I couldn't help but notice a wiry teenager, Mia, lingering near the group. She wasn't a volunteer either, just a kid who'd been hanging around the center, watching my sessions with wide, curious eyes. I caught her sketching my obstacle designs once, but she always ducked away when I tried to talk to her. Today, though, she stayed, her expression unreadable as Karen disappeared into the maze. The first section was simple, a series of low walls to climb, testing basic agility. Karen scoffed, "This is child's play." But within minutes, her confidence faltered. The maze's layout was disorienting by design, with dead ends and hidden traps to mimic real-world chaos. Karen's voice echoed back, laced with irritation. "This is stupid. Where's the exit?" The volunteers exchanged glances, some stifling laughs. I called out instructions calmly, professionally, but Karen ignored them, barreling forward like she could willpower her way through. Then came the twist. Mia, the quiet teen, stepped forward, her sketchbook tucked under her arm. "She's going the wrong way," she said softly, pointing to a map she'd drawn of my maze. I was stunned to memorize the layout just from watching. "She's heading for the panic trap," Mia added, her voice steady but laced with a hint of mischief. The panic trap was a narrow corridor with motion sensors that triggered loud alarms and flashing lights, designed to simulate being cornered under stress. I hadn't told anyone about it, yet Mia knew exactly where it was. Sure enough, a piercing alarm blared from the maze, followed by Karen's shriek. "What is this? Get me out." The volunteers burst into laughter, but I kept my focus, radioing instructions to guide her. Karen wasn't listening. Her shouts grew frantic as she stumbled into another dead end, the lights disorienting her further. "This is dangerous. I'm calling my lawyer," she yelled, her voice cracking. I could have let her stew, but that wasn't the point. The course wasn't about humiliation, it was about learning. I sent Mia in with a flashlight and a walkie-talkie, figuring her knowledge of the maze could help. Mia navigated the maze like she'd built it herself, reaching Karen in minutes. Through the walkie, I heard Karen snap, "Who's this kid? I don't need help from some delinquent." Mia's response was calm but cutting. "You're stuck because you didn't listen. Follow me or stay lost." The volunteers, listening in, gasped at the kid's nerve. Karen, humiliated but desperate, followed Mia's lead, muttering complaints the whole way. When they emerged, Karen's hair was a mess, her yoga outfit streaked with dirt, and her face was red with fury. Mia, meanwhile, looked unfazed, her sketchbook still clutched tight. The confrontation came fast. Karen stormed up to me, jabbing a finger in my face. "This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. You trapped me in there on purpose." I stayed calm, explaining that the maze was designed to teach problem-solving under pressure, something she'd ignored by rushing in unprepared. The volunteers backed me up, pointing out how I tried to guide her. But Karen wasn't having it. "You're a bully in a uniform, and this place is a hazard," she shouted, pulling out her phone to record me, no doubt planning to blast me online. That's when Mia stepped in again, her voice slicing through the tension. "You called his uniform aggressive, but you're the one yelling and threatening everyone." The crowd went silent. Karen's jaw dropped, unused to being called out so directly. Mia held up her sketchbook, revealing a detailed drawing of the maze, complete with notes on every trap. "I figured this out by watching," she said. "You could have too, if you'd paid attention instead of complaining." The volunteers erupted in cheers, and Karen's face turned crimson. She'd been outsmarted by a teenager, and she knew it. Karen's downfall was swift. Her video, meant to shame me, backfired when she posted it online. The clip showed her ignoring instructions, panicking in the maze and snapping at Mia, who came off as the hero. Comments flooded in, calling out Karen's entitlement and praising Mia's quick thinking. The community center's social media page shared the story, turning it into a viral lesson about humility and preparation. Karen deleted her post, but not before it racked up thousands of shares. Rumor had it she stopped showing up to yoga class, too embarrassed to face the regulars who'd seen her meltdown. In the aftermath, I offered Mia a spot in my training program. She hesitated at first, shy about the attention, but eventually joined, becoming one of my best students. Her knack for strategy and quiet confidence inspired the whole group. The volunteers, once shaken by Karen's outburst, rallied around the course, signing up for more sessions. The maze wasn't just a training tool, Anna Marie, it was a symbol of facing challenges head-on, no matter who tried to tear you down. Looking back, Karen's tantrum could have derailed everything, but it ended up proving the value of what I teach. Life doesn't care about your ego or your assumptions, it tests your ability to adapt. Karen learned that the hard way, lost in a maze she thought she could conquer with attitude alone. Mia, on the other hand, showed what happens when you observe, learn, and stay cool under pressure. What do you think? Was Karen's humiliation a fair consequence, or should I have gone easier on her? Share your thoughts below, and let's talk about where you stand on handling critics who come for you unprovoked.